What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an unboxing and review of the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones. These guys have been sold out. These are hot from Sennheiser. Everybody has been telling me I needed to grab these and do a review of them. I did put them, when I did order them, they were on back order, so I had to wait for them to come in. I ordered these alongside they're blanking the Noble Focus Prestige Encores. Yes, I was drawing the blank there, but I ordered these alongside them so I can get these in. Got the Encores first, obviously, as you've seen by the review, and then these guys came in. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Get out of all that side talk. All right, so first off, we can talk price. These guys come in at $499.95. They currently only come in the black color, as you can see here. As far as specs go, well, first, before I can continue, as always, I'll leave links in the description below where you can pick these up. Now, as far as specs go, these guys only rock Bluetooth 5.2, which is not bad, or it could be better. Considering we're at 6.0, but they should serve the purposes of for what we need moving forward at this, in this whole setup here. As far as codec support, these guys rock AAC, SBC, aptX, aptX adaptive, and aptX HD. It's just fully loaded on the aptX side of this thing. I like it, absolutely. As far as noise canceling, they have an adaptive active noise canceling system in them. We're going to test that. As far as battery life, they say you can get up to 60 hours of battery life on these earbuds in a single charge. There's no mention of any type of fast charging when plugging into the USB-C port. So if I do find out anything different from that, I will go ahead and pin that in the comment section below there, so you guys can always see it. As far as water resistance rating, there is none to my understanding for these, so you want to be very careful when having these out, when using these outdoors or working out in a gym and anything like that. Now, again, if I find out different, I will definitely pin that in the comment section as well. As far as features go, these guys rock Sennheiser's in-house 42mm transducer for neutral sound, lifelike mids, stunning detail, and wide soundstage. We're going to test that for sure. You got multiple connection options. You got Bluetooth. You got Bluetooth with the USB-C dongle, the BTD, 700 dongle, which is included. And you also have the analog connection with the 3.5mm cable. All right, you got lossless listening, went up at up to 24 bits, 96 kilohertz. Man, I don't know what's going on with me with my words right now. Let's start over. You got lossless listening at up to 24-bit, 96 kilohertz with the USB-C dongle or the analog input. So either with the dongle or with the cable, you get that lossless listening. That's what they're claiming, especially with the dongle. As always, we're definitely going to test that as well. You got touch controls, you got the multi-point connectivity, you got the app support for Android and iOS, as always with Sennheiser. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, we got some tape, so we're gonna go ahead and grab the Cricut. All right, any more? Yep, we got some down here as well. Come on. You got me cutting into the box. There we go. All right, try to keep the box in pristine order just in case that day comes when they'll be sold, if that day comes. All right, wireless audiophile headphones. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, we got that film, protective film around it. So what we have here is the case and headphones. We'll come back to that. Inside here, we've got looks like stuff for made for iPad. Looks like there's some safety instructions here. Is this looks like there's safety information here, and you got one. I guess this is for Android. Oh, this is for the adapter. Okay, so you got the one for the headphones, safety information, instructions, for the adapter as well. So they got you covered on both ends there. All right, let's go ahead and sit this off to the side. And let's see, go for the main event, the real reason we're all here. All right, here we go. Very similar case, similar shape and case of the regular Sennheisers. Let me grab my... Okay, I'm gonna grab my Momentum 4 case here. All right, here we go. Now, this is my Momentum 4 case. This is the HDB 630. You can see it's a little bit bigger. Height-wise, definitely bigger, as you can see there. All right, let's get it leveled out. Yep, got a little bit of height on it, a little bit more bulkier. Still got a different type of fabric here from what it looks like from the Momentum 4 case. Okay, this one has like a matte type of, just a white branding here, where this is a metal brushed aluminum type of logo. Very nice, embedded in, where this is looks like it was just screened on. But other than that, very similar when it comes to your clip-on strap. You got the matching zipper that matches your logo. Well, this one doesn't match, but I like that detail. They took that in to match that with the logo on the front. Let me pull these out the way for a moment. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. Smooth zipper, very smooth, and it's covered. I like that. No open zipper. All right, let's open that, and boom, you get that traditional Sennheiser look when you open it up. Okay, you've got your how-to manual here, your user guide on how to use the dongle and the headphones. All right, you got that, well illustrated. Okay, we've got our this is our 3.5 millimeter to 3. Is that 3.5 or 3.5 to 2.5? I believe. Yeah, that's a 2.5. All right, so we got 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter cable here. This is your portion that goes into your headphones, and the 3.5 goes into your audio device. You got your airplane adapter. This is your dongle, the BTD 700 lossless dongle, hi-fi dongle here. So we'll come back and play with that in a little bit. I love it. Even has the Sennheiser branding on it. But we'll come back and revisit that in a little bit. All right, so we have the headphones here, and we have a longer cable. This is a longer USB-C to USB-C cable. Is this for charging? Looks like this is a charging cable. I would figure the actual audio cable would be longer than the charging cable, but I digress. All right, so this is your charging cable. This is your analog cable. All right, so we're gonna put everything back in there for safekeeping. Let's go ahead and pull out the HDB 630s. Very nice. Got that protein leather. Is that leather? Let me smell. Smells good. Now I pull these out and they automatically went into pairing mode, but we ain't gonna deal with that just yet. We're gonna take a walk around. All right, very similar to the Momentum 4s as far as button controls. You've got your touch control here on your right ear cup. Okay, and it tells you to scan and get the Smart Control Plus app. We're gonna make sure we have that installed on the phone so we can do the app walkthrough. Does these do 180? Yes, they do. 180, excellent. I love when headphones do that. All right, speaking of 180, let's swing back around to see what it says there. Says left ear cup says Sennheiser HDB 630. The right one says 42 millimeter dynamic driver from Ireland. Okay, so they've got their proud branding in there. Very nice. Again, looks almost identical to the Momentum 4s with a couple exceptions. We'll pull out the Momentum 4s in a second to compare. Man, I love how soft these ear cups are. These ear pads, rather. Very soft. I'm thinking that's like a protein leather or a leather. I'm thinking this for $500. This better be leather. It's got some memory foam inside. And again, I like how the cup. Let me see if I can get that in view. I like how the cup slants backwards, going towards the back of your ear, so that way you got that nice cavernous hole in here where the back of your ear hits. So that way you're not actually, in theory, you should not actually, your ear should not touch the back wall here where your speaker is. I would put. Give me a second. I'll put these on and verify that, but I believe that's in theory. That's what they're aiming for, and I like that. You got your wear sensor inside there as well. Let me see if I can get the light to shine on that. Yeah, you can see. I don't know if you can see the light shining off of it, but that's your wear sensor in there. We'll test the speed of that one. Do they have it on the left side? No, they don't have one on the left. So they only have one on the right ear cup. But very nice. I like the it's like plastic here on the arms, but the yokes are metal, I believe. Let me see. No, that's a hard plastic as well. Yeah. But still very nice. Reduces the weight on it though, but you got your Sennheiser branding here on both sides. That's gotta be. I hope that's a leather. Yeah, because that feels good. I think the padding on the headband could be a little bit add a little bit more to it, but again, probably because of the weight being so light, they feel as though they didn't really need it up there. But I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more. All right, let's go ahead and pop these on real quick. Let's switch cameras. Let me see where we at. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch that camera. All right, we got these on. Oh, yeah. Very, very comfortable. Engulfs the whole ear. And like I was saying, it definitely the slant, the way it slants towards the back, definitely keeps your ear, the back of your ear, the larger part of your ear, from touching the wall where your speaker is. So you got nice spacing inside there. Gives you that good for sound as well. You know, not only comfort, but when you listening to something, you got that airiness in there. So it's not like it's pressed hard up against your ear and pushing it into your ear canal. So it makes it a little more comfortable and as far as listening, but as far as overall sound, you'll probably more likely be able to get a lot more detail, and it just make it all together a more pleasant listening experience. But yeah, very light on the head. The clamping force is pretty standard, not too hard, not pressing too hard where you'll cause pain. Granted, I've only had these on for a short time, but they feel great, nice and light on the head. Won't move when I shake my head there. Very, very comfortable. Man, I really I'm liking these already. All right, real quick, let's flip the camera back and we're gonna take a look at these in comparison to the not the XM, but the Momentum 4s here. Let me go ahead and pull these guys out of the. All right, so here we got the Momentum 4s right next to the HDB 630s. I guess you can tell different types of materials used when making these. I'm guessing, my guess is that the HDBs will be the heir apparent of the Momentum 4s, in my opinion. As you can see, let me peel this off. Matter of fact, let me peel both of these off so we can get a really true look here at these. All right, let me get that off my feet here. There we go. All right, so here's the look between the two. Very, very similar on the outer ear cup. Definitely with the matte finish and everything. Very similar there. And if we rotate inside, they both have that slant. I think the HDB 630s is a little deeper than the Sennheiser, than the Momentum 4s when it comes to that little slant towards the back. And it looks like the shape, I don't know, does it look a lot wider to you? I think the 630s ear pads look wider. I think they seem a little wider and everything when it comes to the opening where your ear goes in. I think the Momentum 4s are a little bit more narrower. But either way, they are very comfortable, both of them. And look, we'll definitely have a comparison video for comparing them to, and later on. So you definitely want to make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and if you want, you can become a member to catch any exclusive videos, members only videos that I'll be releasing. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and get these guys paired up, and we're gonna take a walk through the app. Stay strapped in. All right, we got that all cleaned up and we're back in. Let's go ahead and get these guys paired up. As you can see, soon right out of the box, looks like they're in pairing mode right now. They've been this way since I pulled them out of the case. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into our app or into the phone here. And let's, I don't know what I'm doing here. All right. All right. For some reason, my Momentum 4s is connected. So let's go ahead and kill that connection. Let's go into details. I guess because they still out of the box there. Let's go down. All right, there they go. Already paired up. HDB 630. So let's go ahead and pair. Yes. I got pairing successful notification from the headphones. We got the volume slider there. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and jump into the Smart Control Plus app. I've already had it installed here on the phone. So let's go ahead and jump in and get us all situated here. All right, so recognizes the 630s here. So we're gonna go ahead, you slide through. You got your parametric EQ, tells you exactly how to use them. Experiencing, crossfeed. All right, and just give you all kinds of different options there. Choose your connection, either from Bluetooth with the dongle, or analog. Very nice. So here we are in the app, the app for the 630. So what first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into settings, and we're going to look and see if there's a firmware update. Always check. It says you're currently up to date. Let me get this screen cleaned off. There's one thing about, I love these matte screen protectors, but just like any other screen protector, you are prone to fingerprints and stuff. All right, so let's go ahead. All right, so we got the firmware update. The firmware is up to date, so let's go ahead and take a quick look. All right, we got a picture of the headphones here. In the upper left, you've got your options where you can select different types, your different devices. As you can see, I have quite a few. All right. Whoops. Sorry about that. And of course, you go here on the right. That gives you into your profile and everything. So you can go into your app settings. You can do everything you want there. We're not going to do that. All right. So we're going to jump back in. All right. So then moving down, you got the name, HDB 630. You got your connection, Bluetooth. You got your battery level here on the right with percentage. I like that. We're at 50% there. Then you got your experience. Use it. You can go in for tips here If you tap on that, it will take you in and ask questions and stuff like that about your experience. Then you got your sound. All right, these are your presets. You can select from here. All right, you got a whole list of them, of actual presets, and you got neutral as well, or you can go in and select from here. You've got your paramedic EQ. You press on that. These are all your presets. Or you can create one by creating with sound check, creating with band EQ. You can choose either one. See what? I guess this is a create with sound check. Okay, yeah, you have to go through the hearing test and everything there. Then you can create with the EQ. Then you got a 5-band equalizer to play with. And then, or don't save. Or you can go ahead and create with parametric EQ. So we're going to try all three of these, okay? And when the sound test, we're going to go through the presets, and we're going to try all three of those settings, because that parametric equalizer, that sounds very interesting. Then, of course, you got your podcast mode, which enhances vocal or speech clarity. All right, so then let's go ahead and back out of here. Then, of course, you got your bass boost button that you could turn off and on depending on how you want to hear it. Crossfeed will blend left and right channels for a more natural sound. You could turn that on. You got either off, low, or high, depending on how you want it. I like that feature that's been added to these. That's very interesting. Something they didn't have in their previous offerings. You got your multi-point connectivity. That's turned on. We will test that out here later on. You got your noise controls. You got custom, where you could turn it up, noise canceling, or you could use this slider here and go all the way to transparency, or you could do adaptive, or you can just turn it off as well. I usually prefer custom, and we'll turn it all the way up to 100 on the noise canceling side. That I'm never been a fan of adaptive because of the way the audio sounds depending on where you at, and like something like, I don't know, I didn't like it. And you got all anti-wind. You can definitely turn that off and on. We will test that as well. You got your controls. You can enable them. Let me see. Are they able to be? No. I don't think these guys can be. They are. Let me see. Can these be customized? Let me see. Yeah, you play, pause. Yeah, looks like, I don't know. Doesn't look like they can be customized at all. Okay, yep. These are, let me see. That's just your general settings. Let's go down here to your playback controls. No, looks like they can't be, okay, everything is, let me see. Double tap. Yeah. Looks like all the controls are stationary from what it looks like to me. But we'll practice and we'll test the touch controls later on. All right. Now moving on down, you got your sound zones, basically where you can set up different zones as far as what type of sound you want to have. You can go in and set that up. I like that. Like, say you're at work and you can go into have these on. You have a different setting, a configuration for the headphones for when you're at work. And when they use the location, the GPS in your phone to where you are, and then they'll activate said zone depending on where you at. So I like that feature. You don't see that often in headphones these days, but I love that. I wish more of them did that. Then, of course, you got your Find My Headphones there. So you can go in, you can activate it. Let's activate it. Just all right. Yeah, there we go. Wait a minute. No, only when using the app. All right, so I had to go back in. So let's go ahead, find headphones. No thanks. All right, this is a whole bunch to it, but anyway, I'm not going to hang us up on that. Basically, what you can do there is you can sign them. Say, for instance, you misplaced them. They will give you a location as to where your headphones last were, and you can go ahead and find them. All right. And also, I believe they give you an audible option. Like, say, for instance, you're in the house with them and you can't find them. You use that as long as they're powered on to audible sound that. Then you got explore features. You got parametric EQ. I don't know why I keep wanting to say parameter. You can go the cross feed, and you got connections. All right. So explore connection options as well. So you got that. Then, of course, you got manage tiles. Now, these are your tiles. This is what they're referring to. Everything you see here on the main screen, these are considered tiles. This here, manage it. You can tell exactly which tiles you want to show on your main screen. All right. So if you want to just have two things, you can turn off everything else. And if you want everything like I have here, you can turn on everything else, or whichever ones are more important to you when you pull up the app. Those ones will be seen. So that I like, again, one of the other features that other phones do not have in their app is being able to navigate and decide what do you want to see in the app when you open it up. I like that. All right, so yep. Then of course you go into settings. We already did a walkthrough here, but we'll do it again real quick. You got audio mode priority. You can go in there. You can select for sound quality, or you can go high res audio. That, basically allow 24-bit codec aptX, but might give less stable Bluetooth connection. All right, so you can go with high res, but the possibility of a less less stable connection, or you can go advanced sound quality, which gives you a better Bluetooth connectivity option there. Me personally, I will go. I understand. I like the high res. Give me that. Obviously, the high res is with the dongle and the analog connection. If you're just doing regular Bluetooth, then you just want to stick with your advanced setting. All right. So, of course, we're going to turn that on real quick because we're going to come back. We're going to test the dongle anyway. We're going to test them both. So we got that. All right. And it tells you restart headphones. We're just going to turn this off and come back. We'll come back to it. All right. So I'll do that before we start the testing. Then you got your codec here. Of course, you got to have audio streaming in order to decide to see which codec you're using. You got the robust connection with AAC and SBC. Then you got your advanced sound quality with the aptX adaptive, aptX HD, and LC3. Interesting. All right. And then, of course, you got your signal path, which you can use either the source. You got crossfeed. You got your equalizer. This shows you exactly the path of your sound you got from your source to the headphones and everything in between. I like that. And then with the EQ, you can go ahead and switch in there. You're back to that. It's fab. It's great. I like the way that is done. And of course, you got your noise controls and everything like that. I love that signal path option in there. You got your on-head detection. You got your smart pause. That's part of your on-head detection there. So if you turn that off, you turn off everything there, but we're not going to do that. Auto answer phone calls, we're going to turn that off. We don't want that. All right. And then, of course, auto power off. I have it. Yep, 15 minutes will be good enough for me. So after 15 minutes, the headphones will cut off to save power, like that. Then you got comfort calls, give phone calls a more natural sound stage. We have that turned on. You got your tone and voice prompts. I have that set to English. Obviously, if you go in, you can select language. You've got quite a bit to choose from there. And it's tone only. No, I want tone and voice. Okay, and then of course you got your product information, your serial number, firmware, everything there. You can do a factory reset of the headphones here. You can do firmware update that we tried earlier. You got your app feedback. You can give them, give Sennheiser some feedback on your experience with the app. And of course, you got help, and you can contact their customer service team as well. All right, so very detailed, in-depth app. Absolutely love it. I'm glad that and some of the features I really, really like, and I'm really glad to see that they have them. Wish some, so I wish other headphone companies fleshed out their app with those type of features. All right, so this has been the walkthrough of the Sennheiser Smart Control Plus app for the HDB 630. Let's get into some testing. All right, we're back in. We're going to test the multi-point connectivity feature on the the HDB 630s. I'm just going to start calling them 630s throughout this video because I'm going to get screwed up with the acronyms. Anyway, the 630. So you tell we were already in the Sennheiser app, and we did go into the settings, and we have the, let me just go back up here. No, where did I have that? I'm sorry, that was on, don't mind me. There we go. Don't mind me, sorry. All right, so we had it on connections. There we are. We have it turned on. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and go back into our settings. We're going to turn off Bluetooth altogether so we can put these guys back into pairing mode. All right, let me go ahead and I had to make sure they had to wake them up. So what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and put these guys in pairing mode. All right, I think we turned them off. Got the flashes. Just want to make sure these guys are in pairing mode. So we're going to go over here to the the S11 Ultra here. And we're going to go in. Let's see if they're being detected. All right, not yet. All right, so let's go ahead and, all right, so then we turn them on. All right, we got the flashes. We're going to keep holding. Now we're in pairing mode. All right, so now we're going to go back over to the tablet, hit scan. There they go, showing up. The 630, so let's go ahead and hit pair. Got the notification of pairing successful from the headphones. We got our volume slider. And you can see them at the top of the list here. So we're going to go back over to the Z Fold. We're going to turn Bluetooth back on. All right, we're going to let everything catch up. And we're going to go ahead and turn on, click on to connect to the headphones. So we have them connected here on the phone, and we have them connected here on the tablet. All right, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and pull up some video. All right, we're going to grab one from each. We're going to grab my announcement here. Remember, go ahead and hit the join button. The membership campaign is up and running now. For you to get access. Once you become a member, you will get access to exclusive member-only videos. Some may go public. Some may just stay members only. So you definitely want to make sure that you sign up. It's $1.99 a month. So definitely do that to help out. That helps out the channel. It helps me be able to provide other products in so we can have some fun with them and everything like that. All right, let's go ahead and grab another one. We're gonna grab this video here. Okay. Let's go ahead and put these on. Let's blow that up. All right, so we got the video here. We got all video here. So let's go ahead and test the audio on the phone. All right. Got me talking. All right, let's pause that. And let's go ahead and hit play on the tablet. Fitting, huh? I like that. All right, so we got audio there. So now what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and hit play here on the tablet. And then what's going to happen next is we're going to go ahead and hit, while this is playing, we're going to hit play here on the phone to see if we have auto switching through these two devices, meaning it will automatically pause device 1 and begin playing audio on device 2. All right, so here we go. All right, so here we go. Got audio playing out of from the tablet. So let's go ahead and hit play on the phone. No auto switching does not work. You see it paused it here. So let's go ahead and pause this back. Let's go ahead and hit play. All right, there we go. And then we hit play. All right, so as you can see, let me pause this. Auto switching works, but multi-point connection works, but auto switching does not work on these. Hopefully they'll get that with a firmware update. Again, not a deal breaker for me. Just thought it'd be a cool feature to have, especially here at the end of 2025 and the way of technology today. Let's continue. All right, what we want to test now is the on-ear detection feature. We're going to see how fast that responds when we take off the headphones. So let me go ahead and put these guys on. All right, they are on. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit play here. All right, so we got audio playing. All right, so we're going to do, we'll go ahead and take these off and see how fast it reacts. All right, less than a second. Let's go ahead and put them back on. And that's immediate. I even got a little chime that said that they are, they're proving that this connected. So let's go ahead and try it one more time. All right, less than a second for the wear sensor to trigger the pause. Not bad. But I love the fact that once you turn them back on, it connects immediately and you're right back into your audio. Really, really nicely done. Let's continue. All right, next up is the touch controls test. I did turn off the wear sensor or on-head detection sensor within the headphones for this test, so we can go ahead and you can actually watch me demonstrate as I these functions. All right, so we have our songs picked up here. We got B.I.G. on, R.I.P. Big. So let's go ahead and we're gonna hit play. Now a single tap from the right ear cup, which is where all your functionality will be, will pause the audio. So if we hit press once, you see it pause it. I press it again. We got audio playing. Now, if I swipe from the center to the front, it takes me to the next song. All right. Now do the same thing. I don't even know if you got to do it from the center, but I know if you go towards the back, let's try it this way. Just swing it back. Took me back to the beginning, and it took me back to the second song. So you don't necessarily have to start in the center, but you can slide back and forth to go forward or backwards. All right, so then, of course, you got your volume. If I swipe up, see, even if we try it from the big bottom, it goes up. Same thing. You can start from here and press down to volume down, swipe down, or you can go from the top and swipe all the way down. You see how fast you go from top to bottom? It goes faster in either direction. So let's go ahead and let's go all the way down. All right, let's go all the way. All right, so we got to completely mute it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead from the very bottom of the cup all the way up to the top. And you see how it moves up. Again, you move slow. And as long as you're on the sensor, it will go. So if you go like that, just see how fast it went down. See how fast? So you do got degrees. So you can go like this. And you can do it incrementally, little by little. I like that. Or you can just go all the way up. I love that precision. Absolutely love that precision. Now, if you want to go ahead, let me go ahead and I want to pull up the app real quick because I want to show you the noise canceling features on this as well. All right, so if you double tap on the ear cup, it turns you into transparency mode. You see that? Now, if you double tap again, it flips you right back over to ANC. Now, you can use the pinch option to to change the level of either noise canceling or ambient sound. So if I go like this and I squeeze out or I slide out away, see how it transitioned over to transparency. But if I come from outside like this and I go to pinch in, you see how it slides over to noise canceling or to the ANC side. Very, very interesting feature there, and I absolutely love it. So not only can you turn it off, can you go one way or the other, but you can go in different degrees depending on where you are. That's the adaptive ANC portion of it. That's the only thing I do like about the adaptive, is that you can make that adjustment on the fly when you want to, not when the software deems it. Very, very nice. And of course, here on the side, you have your button here on the side. So you press that once, pulls up your voice assistant. What's the weather for tomorrow? Oh, let me go ahead and try it again. Let me close this out. What's the weather for tomorrow in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania? All right, 40 degrees. We're going to start getting, temperature starting to drop during the day. So as expected this time of year, but I love the fact that it works flawlessly with the button here. So all the touch controls work with no issues, just like in the Momentum 4s. Absolutely love it. Let's continue.
This is a mic test with the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones in a crowded location.
All right, we are outside for ANC noise canceling. ANC. Let me start over. We're outside for an ANC test with the Sennheiser HDB 630 ear headphones. We are shooting right here at the corner here. We have the traffic going behind me, left and right. It's really, really windy out here. So let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. I have it set all the way to transparency mode, so I can hear everything going on right now. I got the wind blowing through these through the mics. I can hear all of that, and it's really, really cold out here with this wind and everything. But we're gonna power through anyway. Like I said, we got traffic behind me running back and forth on the main road here. So what we're gonna do first now is we're gonna first test off. We're in transparency mode, as I showed you, but we're gonna turn on anti-wind. All right, anti-wind turned on. You can see the toggle switch, and I have to tell you, all that wind noise disappeared. All right, now we should be getting some. Hopefully, we'll get a really good wind gust here, so we can really test the strength of it. Ask and I shall receive. And yeah, it did a fantastic job blocking out the wind noise. Is it perfect? All the way perfect? No. But again, from what I was hearing to what I hear now is a completely different change, and it's fantastic. Worked wonderfully. Now with the heavier gusts of wind are starting to seep through a little bit, but still doing a fantastic job. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead, because we're in transparency, so we're gonna go ahead and switch this all the way over. Whoops, let me bring it back. Switch it all the way back over to noise canceling. All right, now make sure noise canceling is at 100%. All right, there we go. Noise canceling is at 100% now. All right, so what we got is it did get a little quieter. Okay, remember I still have wind noise reduction turned on. Anti-wind is what they call it. I have that turned on. So right now with that, in combination of noise canceling being at 100%, it's gotten quieter. I can still hear some of the traffic behind me. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn off anti-wind. All right. Okay, so now we got anti-wind turned on. We make sure we're good. All right, so Now we have anti-wind turned off. I still got noise canceling, and it's still quieted down a lot of the noise canceling of the ambient noise. Sorry, but I can still hear it. Let's turn that on. Anti-wind again. All right, we got anti-wind turned back on, and it's a subtle difference. It's a subtle difference. But still, the noise canceling does a really good job. Again, I am not listening to any audio while doing this test. It's strictly the strength of the noise canceling and how powerful the technology is and everything when it comes to the ANC. And I have to admit, it's doing a really good job. Again, it's a perfect no, but it's doing well. So if I had to rate this between 1 and 10, 1 being absolute trash, 10 being the best, I would have to say I would give these a solid 7. I'll give it a solid 7 when noise in for ANC on these. They're doing a really good job. They could be better, but again, not bad at all. So this has been the ANC test for the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones. All right, we are back in for the sound test. I'm going to say apologies in advance. My allergies are kicking into overdrive. So I'm going to try to power through for you to get to the end of this video. So bear with me here. All right, so I did go on off camera, and I did go through the settings and everything as far as setting up my different sounds and stuff. I did go in and do the parametric EQ. I did go ahead and do that. This is my setting after the sound test. This is what I came up with after doing that test. Okay. Obviously, you can create other ones in there. I did have bass boost turned on. I think you get a better, really good boost on that. We're going to test that as well, and we're going to test how it sounds with the using the Bluetooth dongle. So we're going to see how it does with that also during this sound test. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead. We're going to put me in the box. Let's get that in. All right. So there I am. We're going to go ahead and put on the 630s. Make sure we are locked in. We are definitely locked in here. So, all right. So here we go. Our first song, Dominique Feels Ami. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to switch over. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with neutral. All right. We're going to start there as far as the presets go. Oh, my camera's not straight, but I digress. All right, here we go. Song number 1. We got our optimal listening level. We are there. So let's get it. All right. Again, we're at neutral. All right. Sounding nice and clear. Okay, nice sound stage with the, and then you got the background vocalist coming in. As far as overall volume, not bad. I wish it was, me personally, I wish it was a tick higher, just 1. But other than that, they sound really good. Again, we're in neutral, so this is a flat sound. All right, so here, let's go to rock. So we can hear the difference there. You can definitely hear it. It's a little bit lower, a little bit deeper tone on the voice. See, we hit that arrow. This is what it looks like. All right, let's go back to neutral. And you can see neutral is a flat line. All right. So we had pop. All right. That's what pop looks like as far as the EQ setting. You can change this if you want, but we ain't going to save it. All right. Okay, let's go over here to podcast. Okay, since this is acapella, this really doesn't change much. All right, let's see another one. Let's go to classical. I'm sorry. Allergies. All right. Classical is, again, gives it a little bit of brighter sound. Let's go to jazz. All right, now this is where they really starting to shine now. A little bit brighter overall sound on them. Let's take a look at the EQ setting. This is the EQ setting for jazz. I love the fact that you can go in here and you can make them, change them and make them a totally different preset. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and get to a different song. All right, again, I love the fact that we're going through them. Actually, you know what? Let's come in and play some more. And let's go back in and try my preset, or my sound check, as I call it. Okay, and this is what mine looks like. Okay, so again, nice and clear with the vocalist. I like the way the sound with the sound check. I really do. Again, I wish it was let's turn it up one. Yes, definitely sounds better this way. All right. Very clear. All right. I do like it with turn it up just a notch, and I'm as far as overall volume, I love the way it sounds with turn it up one tick, and you got really bright sound again with the jazz, and I switched over to my sound check setting, and it worked. Sound really good. I mean, there's some other presets in there as well that definitely shined in my opinion when it came to the acapella. Again, podcast did nothing to it. I think classical was the other one that gave it a little bit more of a overall better sound. Let's get another song here. I will go ahead. We're going to try a bass song, but a different one that was suggested to me by a commenter, hopefully a subscriber, possibly a channel member. But he suggested Somebody by KRS-One, so we're going to go ahead and do that one. Let me go ahead and start up. Get back to, all right, so we are back in neutral. All right, so let's do that. Sorry. There we go. Let's pull that up. All right, so we have that. Let me see. All right. And we are ready to go. All right, so here we go. Song number 2, or bass song rather. Let's get it. All right, right off the bat, the bass punches. All right, we're in neutral. All right, we do got bass boost turned on. All right, so let's go over to hip hop. All right, now it kind of went low on me as far as the vocalist. Went low. See, let me see. So I would rather have it like right here and then turn this up. Like sort of like the V shape. I prefer it to be that way. But we're not going to save that. All right, so let's go over to my sound check. Okay, now the bass got a little bit more punch. But again, almost similar. But I like that. So I might have to turn that up like that. And we're going to save it. All right. So that's what we got. I like that. I like tuning this in real time with you guys. Oh, I like the way that sounds. But we got hip hop. Let's go pop. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I like that. You can definitely tell the difference. Let's go into pop. Oh, okay. All right, so that's okay, I see it right here. So if I go back to mine, that's lower. So, okay, I got it. All right. But man, I love the fact that you can change these. But yeah, hip hop. Definitely. I love the bass on this song. All right, let me put me back on. I'm good. All right. First of all, I like the bass on this song, how it's just thunderous with these ear headphones. I just, and the vocalist is nice and clear on this. Even in the hip hop preset, love how that sounds. And then I went in and switched over to my sound check, as I call it. I'm gonna rename it later, but I like the way that sound. Again, here's the look of mine. I did make a change here on the hot mids in the treble area. I might go in and just completely redo this one again. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this together. Let's see. All right, we got it playing. You know where I'm going. All right. I like that. Yeah, we're going to save that. Again, we got bass boost turned on, so if I turn that off, the bass doesn't have as much punch as you would want it to have if you turn off the bass boost. So if you turn it back on, now it has that punch. All right. Let's pause that. All right. Again, the vocalist is nice and clear. No problem there. But the bass on there didn't have enough punch unless you turn bass boost on, even with my EQ settings set the way it is. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to try another bass song. We're going to stick with my EQ setting there until and then, you know what? Before we do that, let's do this. Let's put the dongle in. All right. All right, we'll connect the dongle. And now it's pairing. All right. So let's see if we can get this connected. All right, I got connected, but I'm thinking it's connecting directly to my phone. Let's do this. Let's turn off the Bluetooth here. All right, we're going to turn off Bluetooth on my phone, and we're going to try to connect directly to the dongle. Let me check it. We can test it out. Yes, we are golden. All right. So let's go ahead. Now we got it all paired up. Figured it out on the fly with you guys. Good work, team. All right. So let's back this up. Again, we are in the bass test here. And we'll go ahead and play with it via the dongle. All right, here we go. All right, definitely a more brighter, louder sound than with just a direct Bluetooth. Okay, now it's showing it as a connected. It's not showing it as a Bluetooth device. It's showing it as if it was plugged in with like a cable, which is interesting because, obviously we're not, but I like that. But it's giving me a lot brighter sound. So now we can go into... Okay, so now Bluetooth has been disabled, so we're not even using Bluetooth on here. So you can't access the app. Let's see something. Can we... Well, hold on. Let's see if we turn Bluetooth back on. Now, let's see. All right. We got Bluetooth turned on. Okay, it's showing it's connected in a different way. So it's not connected. All right, so we can't have Bluetooth on but not be connected via that. Can we access it? No, because we don't have Bluetooth. It's not using Bluetooth. All right, I'm understanding now. Okay, but now you do not have EQ settings or anything like that. But you know what? I gotta find out. Let me see. I gotta find out because it's showing it's connected via my phone, but okay. Let me see. All right. So it won't connect. It won't connect while I have the dongle connected. So, but it does sound good, but you can't get any louder. unfortunately. But all right, so we starting to understand the dongle use now. All right, so we starting to understand it. If you have the dongle turned on or plugged in and you're using that Bluetooth, you will not be able to connect to the to your phone or tablet and use the app and anything like that. So you're pretty much stuck in whatever EQ setting that you have set up there. And of course, as you saw, it was turned all the way up for volume. So even if you want it louder, you can't make it louder. Basically, so the dongle does work. I like the fact that it works. It gives you. I wish you could use the app while you're connected to the dongle. But yeah, there it is. I just wanted to see if it worked, and it does. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect that, and we're gonna reconnect these guys back to Bluetooth. Okay, we're good. All right, I think the sweet spot for these headphones is right there. So let's go ahead and move on real quick. I know I'm holding you guys up, and yeah, my allergies is really, really kicking in. So I want to power through and get this video done for you guys. I keep going off camera because I be needing the tissue. You don't need to see me doing that. All right, so let's go ahead and go into home. We got Kenny G. Let's start over here. All right, dude, I got this. Yeah, all right. Again, nice, crisp, high keys. Again, the transition is meh. All right, this is in my preferred listening level. This is my sound check. Let's go into classical. All right. Again, the mids and highs are very clear, but you're losing the low end. Right, not the little low keys. When they hit them low keys, they're not. You're not getting that power. All right, so you're really not getting that. Again, let's turn this up. Let's go back to mine. Okay, you really gotta listen for the low keys in this song. But I'm telling you, the I turned it up a little bit, but the saxophone sounds so crisp. You got a nice separation with the keyboard, good balance there, but the low keys is missing. And I know they say these are audiophile style headphones, and so that means that bass is not going to be. Let me pause this. They say bass is not going to be. When you do the audiophiles, you're more leaning towards the cooler side of things, the mids and highs. So you're getting the more crispy, more clear, a little more precise instruments, and vocals is leaning more that way than towards the bass side. So, and even when you do turn up the bass, you get a good punch, but you don't get the depth of bass that you would get out of some other headphones and everything that aren't considered audiophile and everything like that. So, you know, I still say there should be a happy medium in there. Even if you're going for the audiophile type listener, there should still be a happy medium in there where you're getting sufficient bass, like we were getting, like in this song right here. They have low keys that give you a nice little subtle rumble. There should be it should be a little bit. It should be more represented as far as in the detail of that low end bass on these headphones than what I'm getting. It's like it transitioned from the high keys to the low keys, and then it's like the high keys and everything else kind of like melts away, and you don't hear it throughout the course of the song like in other headphones that I have. So even them, they consider themselves audiophile type headphones too. So, but I still getting a little bit more bass. You know, I'll put these up against some other ones for sure and see how they do. when it comes to like your audiophile style ear headphones that they consider them. All right, I'm already thinking of their Gauntlet series already. So again, that's how that goes. We're gonna do one more song real quick. Let's go ahead and all right, we're gonna do Avrats. Let me pause that real quick. We're gonna do Avrats infected mushroom here. All right, I'm not gonna get back on camera in case I have some type of issue with my allergies. So I'll save y'all from that. But let's go ahead and get into this one. All right, here we go. All right, now here again, I got this turned up a little bit louder. Let's go back down, but the keyboard sounds very crisp, and you got the echoing. Sounds really good. Let me see where we at. What setting am I on? All right, I'm on my own personal setting here. Okay. All right, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so we're there, but it sounds very crisp here. All right, now we got the rattling instrument in the right ear cup. Sounding really good here. All right, now you got the bass in. It sounds smooth, but it's low sounding. All right, let me turn this up. Man, if I could get more out of that bass of these, then absolutely. Again, it sounds smooth. It's got depth and everything, even when it drops. But man, it's. I gotta go up here. You know what? Let's go ahead and play with the presets. See if we can find it here. Again, I got to turn it up. I don't understand. So let's go ahead. Let's see. Let's go to classical. No. It's pop. Okay, that's a little better. Not better than, but it's better than classical. Let's go to rock. And I have bass boost on as well. So, okay. All right, that's kind of decent. Let's go to jazz. Whoops, sorry. Jazz takes away. Let's go to movie. All right, that has a little bit of a punch to it. But again, I have to keep it up at a higher volume level to enjoy it. All right, so we go back to mine. Now you got the basses deeper, and you still got the clarity from the instruments. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to pause it right there. I've been going on for a little while with this. All right. Again, I wish the sound was, again, I understand these are audiophile type headphones, and I understand the purpose of audiophile headphones, but I still, especially based on the hype and everything that these guys were getting, I was expecting more from them. Sorry. But yeah, so I do like them, but I just wish there was so much more to it. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna finish this up. Let's go ahead and talk about my likes and dislikes of the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones. All right, we are back in. Let's go ahead and talk about my likes and dislikes of the HDB 630 headphones by Sennheiser. First off, let me make sure I turn these off. There we go. All right. First, let's talk about my dislikes. All right. First, the one dislike, and the only dislike that I have right now is the overall volume. I wish these were naturally louder than what they are in Bluetooth form. I'm quite sure if I plug these in and go strictly analog, I would probably get a louder sound. However, I would not have app support when going in that direction. I normally listen to my wireless because that's how I prefer to listen to my audio. And I mean, granted, I told you I don't turn mine up to 100. I figure right around 60, 65 is the sweet spot for me when it comes to audio, as far as volume goes. But you gotta be there. You gotta meet me there. I mean, at 60 to 65 or 60 to 65% volume, everything should be have really good sound. All the volume should be perfect, in my opinion. That's me. Everybody's hearing is different, but at 60 to 65%, I shouldn't have to worry about turning it up for anything. And I have to do that here with these, and similar to the Momentum 4s as well. Why, I do not know, but it is what it is. And let's keep going on with the overall volume. That hurts the sound of these. I mean, granted, the mids and highs, they sound good. They sound even better when you turn them all the way up. Real crisp, real clear. The bass takes a hit at the lower volume levels. I'm going to say mine, I consider it mine, 6065. The bass is there, but it doesn't give you the punch. Yes, I understand that these are audiophile headphones or are marketed as audiophile headphones, so they're not emphasizing bass in these. So, but I still think there's a happy medium that can be had with these headphones when it comes to all three levels, low, medium, and the high end. If we're just going to speak on just the audiophile aspect of it, again, the volume is the problem. But they sound crystal clear with vocalists, with instruments. You got great clarity. The volume is just too low, in my opinion. It's just low. It should be a little louder than. I mean, again, I'm at 60, 65%. These things should be like, I need to turn these down. In my opinion, that's how it should be. It is what it is. All right, so that's my number one. I think my only downside or my dislike to these headphones. So if you flip over to the likes, there's a lot to like about them. Again, the mids and highs, very crispy. Absolutely, is definitely for audiophiles, in my opinion. If you're looking for a headphone like that from Sennheiser, I think they got you there with these ones. I love the fact that just like the Momentum 4s, you got that 180 turn with the ear cups. Absolutely love that. Again, as with the even better than the Momentum 4s, you got a wider cup here for your ears to sit in. They don't seem as narrow as a Momentum 4, so I like that. The headband, although similar to the Momentum 4s as far as padding, very comfortable for long-term use. Have no problem there. The ear pads are very soft. The pressure is not as pretty much on par as of the Momentum 4s. So you don't have that clamping force. That's the word I'm looking for. You don't have that squeezing your head until you have a headache. So you ain't got to worry about that. So that's always a good thing. And yeah, I love the fact that you have. I like the fact that you have multiple listening options. You got Bluetooth. You got Bluetooth with the dongle. Okay. You got. You can do wired high res with the USB-C cable. You can run that. That gives you high res audio wired. Then of course you can go analog with the 3.5 to 2.5 millimeter cable. So you got 4 different ways of listening to these. I think I believe that the 3.5 analog is the only one you can use where you don't have to have these powered up. All right, I think with using the USB-C cable to plug in for audio, you have to have these turned on in order to get that high-res audio. But I believe that. But yeah, so I normally test with Bluetooth. So I know I probably need to go ahead and do tests like that, but these videos will be longer and then, so on and so forth. But yeah, I do like the fact that they do give you those options as far as listening options that you can choose from. Um, I love the case that they come with, very sturdy, a little bit bigger than the Momentum 4s, but still hard shell, well done, very soft on the inside. Cable management is top notch, as you can see there. Absolutely like it. Let me see. Is that everything? Touch controls on point, very snappy, multi-point connectivity. Uh, a good thing. Again, nitpicking with the auto switching, no auto switching, but again, not a deal breaker. But I figure at this price point, that should be a part of. That should be an option that should be included with headphones. I think it should be included with all headphones automatically, in my opinion, and earbuds for that matter. So that's just me. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Nope. I think that covers just about everything. Oh, and battery life. I have no problem with battery life on these headphones, and I think they'll be a little. And plus, with you got all these different type of connection issues, battery life shouldn't be an issue at all with anyone for long-term use. I haven't had any issues with the Momentum 4s. I don't have any issues with the 630s here as well. So I think that wraps up my likes and dislikes for the Sennheiser HDB 630 headphones. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. So this has been an unboxing and review of the Sennheiser HDB 630 wireless audiophile headphones. Definitely living up to the name of audiophile when it comes to the actual listening and everything. Again, my only caveat is I wish these were a little bit louder naturally. And I always say, even though you aim for audiophile, which is more mids and high heavy, I do believe there should be an actual happy medium where you get some nice, powerful, clean, low end bass, even with an audiophile headphone. But that's just my thought and opinion on it. Are these guys worth the price point of $500? I would say, if you're an audiophile and you're into that type of realm, I would say sure. If that's the type of listener you are, and sure, because you will not be disappointed with these as far as your listening experience. Now, me, I don't think so. I think $350 would have been a really good price for these. Possibly, yeah, I would say $350. Absolutely. But then again, I have my own caveats about these headphones when it comes to their sound. I'm a more of a balanced type listener. I'm not an audiophile. I'm a bass head. I love my bass. Let's not even go there with that. I love my bass and everything. I just don't want to sacrifice one in order to get the other. So I love my bass, but I want that clarity of the mids and highs at the same time. That's where I'm at. I think that's the little niche that I sit in. But again, if you're an audiophile, definitely want to take a look at these headphones. If you're a bass head, I would say stay away. Stay away from these because of that. Okay. All right. So yes, that will wrap up this video. If you like what you see, go and hit the like button. Also, go ahead and hit the join button, become a member of the channel. That way you'll have access, we'll get early access to unboxing videos and other videos before they go live to the rest of YouTube. Some videos will just stay members only. So you want to make sure you go ahead and click the join button somewhere down in this area. I think it's over here in the video. So just go ahead and click join and sign up there. It's only $1.99 a month. It helps me be able to bring in more videos. Well, not more videos, but more products to review, provide more videos and content for you guys, and keeps the channel rolling as we continue to press on with all kinds of tech reviews and stuff like that. So if you want to become a member, I appreciate it. If you just want to be a subscriber to the channel, I also appreciate it. But just make sure you hit the like button as well, because that also helps out in the algorithm. All right. And don't forget to hit notification bell either way. That way you're notified when videos like this and others drop. I'm going to go ahead and kill that spill right there and let you guys go. I appreciate you pulling up, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.